What's up, guys? You're listening to Morning Talk Radio. I'm your host, Jack Boner. Today we're going to have a hot tub here full of people that we're going to swear to you are naked, and then we're going to talk about what they're doing, and you're going to listen on your way to work, because that's what you do with your lives. All right? Guys, the new Zweihander album will be out on Halloween, but you can pre-order it right now by going to Zweihander.com. That's it. Zweihander. It's on the screen and on the bottom of the thing. Get the new album. So if you like metal, and you like nostalgia, the idea with this album is I really wanted to just give some more metal teeth to some of the nostalgic memories of my childhood and whatever, I don't know, the last few years even. But it's sort of a portrait of all things fun from whatever. Just buy the damn album, would you? I don't have to sit here and market for this shit, do I?
Yes.
Do I? It's nostalgic and fun, mixing metal and chiptunes. No one's ever done that except for some other people. But this is good. So go get it. Competitively priced. So 1.7 cappuccinos, 3 coffees, but this will give you the enjoyment of about 400 cappuccinos. That's value, my friends! Anyway, grab the album. Let's see if we can get to number 1 on Bandcamp. The last album got to number 1 on Bandcamp on Halloween. Let's make it a tradition. We'll get to number 1 on Bandcamp for Halloween. Let's do this. So anyway, you remember that ginormous, robot battle that was supposed to be taking place? Well, it took place, right? And it was really stupid, really underwhelming, and the entire thing played out like a terrible, reality television show with the over-the-top judges being like, oh, they might do some damage with that. Did you guys watch it? Well, apparently this wasn't even a real battle. It was just a pre-recorded, pre-edited bit of nonsense. It took them 3 days to film this thing, and it was all fake. So last year when you saw these huge headlines that, oh my God, Japan and America are having this huge robot battle, and I can't believe it's really happening, it's the nerdiest thing ever, this is what we get. And everything's fake. What I want to know is, when are we really going to have giant robot battles? I know we've got the super soldiers, and we've got drones and all that sort of thing, but the world needs mech battles. Not just robot battles. We need, even they said robots, they're really mechs. We need mech battles with human pilots to raise the stakes. I don't know what we'd fight for, but we should have that right now. We had the movies when we were in the 80s, the Battletech and all that stuff. Robo whatever. I don't know. I don't even know why this is on here. Guys, when you download apps and it says, hey, can we have permission to use your phone and your camera and stuff and your audio devices, just say no. Facebook has done something that some countries have been calling downright Orwellian, or actually some news has been calling downright Orwellian. So first off, let's all get freaking outraged and share this post all over the internet, guys, with what Facebook has done. So first off, Facebook has decided to run an experiment, and they have banned all professional news sources in several different countries, being Sri Lanka, Guatemala, Bolivia, Cambodia, Serbia, and Slovakia. So strange, just assortment of countries, and they're conducting a little experiment there. In those countries, they are only showing things on your feed that are posts from your friends. So you're going to get this one-sided conversation from your friends. Enjoy that. And then you're also going to get paid content. So if someone comes in and decides they want to pump a bunch of money into Facebook, well, you'll see that content. If you want to see all the news and stuff, it's going to be hidden in another tab or whatever. So that's pretty much going to destroy all the engagement and all the clicks that they're getting. Some of the different news sources in those countries are saying that their news or their hits are dropping by 60%. They're freaking out. They're saying that it's catastrophic, that Facebook is destroying their business. And then there's also the Orwellian implications of, well, I guess, what is that going to do when you can't get access to your news and all that sort of thing. And I'm going to step back a little bit more from this. Let's move on to the next article real quick before we step back. So Peter Sund, he's the guy behind Pirate Bay, one of the guys behind the Pirate Bay. He called Mark Zuckerberg. There's glass all over the table. It's getting in my hands. We built a computer and there was shattered glass. Anyway, so he called him the biggest dictator in the world. I mean, he does have a lot of power, and he does have an awful lot of our private information. And he does kind of go and try to strong-arm his way into smaller countries, and he's doing a lot of interesting things. But let me step back for a moment, and I'm going to shift the blame from Facebook to you. Guys, it's our fault for trusting Facebook. It's our fault for letting Facebook get this big. It's our fault for being f***ing lazy. And what do I mean by that? You know, when the internet was first a thing, we didn't go through an intermediary. We didn't go through Facebook. We didn't go through Google to get to all the content, or Twitter or whatever. We would just go and say, like, all right, let's check out whatever news site. Let's check out Tech Syndicate. Let's type it directly into the browser. When's the last time that you went to a website that you type directly into the browser? I know a lot of you guys actually do that, but most people, I'm saying like most as in like 99% of the population, they will just type the name of the website they want to get to into Google and then click on the URL from there. They don't even know how to enter a proper URL. That has been conditioned into us. And Facebook has been a distillation of everything, and it's just easy to just sit back and scroll through and click on a few things. And then it's, Facebook is always harvesting information. It knows what you click on. And this is just one step farther into creating sort of this vacuum, or not a vacuum, it's sort of a vacuum of information or vacuum of new information, where you have your feed. It's a safe place for you with you and all your friends, but Facebook can also influence it by allowing certain parties to pay things. But there's a lot they can do to control these algorithms. And guys, they're a private business. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to be free. They don't have to be open. They can censor anything they want, and they can structure their feed any way they want. We've allowed them to get this big, and this is what's happening. If we weren't so lazy, maybe the case would be different. But we've just kind of sat back and said, whatever. We've either have too much to do or we're too lazy, and those are both things that are our fault. Facebook's not going to be a good steward, but that's not their job. They're a corporation, and therefore, once you get that big, you tend to worry about money more than humans. That's the way it goes. Corporations tend to be like reactive baby psychopaths. I don't know. So yeah. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some fun stuff. IBM has created a new type of computing that's not the typical von Neumann architecture that we're all used to. It's computing at the same, like right at the same spot as the memory. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Let me try to say this differently. With the regular computer, you have your memory over here and your CPU over here. You have to move the memory over to the CPU and back and forth, and the memory like does some computations on this stuff, and then it puts it back over here, and it just goes back and forth all day. Actually doing the processing at the same physical location as the memory can speed things up by a factor of 200, they say. So it's going to be 200 times faster and massively parallel. Pretty interesting here. If you guys want to read the entire article.
What's up?
What's going on there? Boom! Whoa!
Yep.
So, this is obviously Evil Within 2.
Yeah, this is Evil Within 2. Having myself a little Halloween kind of game sesh right now.
I just got it. That's why it came out right now.
Those geniuses.
So you knew it would sell well right now.
Yeah. You got some... Everything's getting up over there. It's turning into the Thriller video over there.
All right. So I think everybody already knows what the game is. What do you think of it so far?
Well, so far I'm actually, in terms of like the horror, spooky genre games, pretty impressed. It's it's got some rail moments to it that I'm kind of like, do I really have to deal with this right now? But ultimately, it kind of balances out the like suspensefulness and like the just running around collecting stuff and shooting things kind of options. It levels them out together really nicely, so you're not feeling like all I'm doing is shooting zombies or like all I'm doing is having spooky things happen to me.
So you got pretty good flow and pace and all that business?
Yeah, and unlike a lot of other horror-based games, it's not super reliant on like jump scares and like over-the-top like cannibal gore and stuff like that. Looking at you, Resident Evil 7. So it's got, it does have some jump scares and stuff like that, but it really does a nice job of doing like ambient things.
Like suspenseful,
Yeah,
like creepy.
like really making you kind of feel. The downside,
the whole sense of dread is kind of a lost art these days. People just like think that they could just put something gory in your face really quick, or something pops into a mirror.
Yeah,
but I feel like this whole sense of dread has been lost.
Mm-hmm. And this is neat because it's set in like a Matrix Silent Hill, so random glitchy effects will happen to you as well. And stuff like that, and you'll all of a sudden just be like taken to different brainscapes and things like that. And as you can see, like the world kind of around me is falling apart.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. Downside is it's very B-movie, like cliche at a lot of points. Like, here I am playing this guy whose name I forgot, but he's a grizzled cop or something that's seen some shit from the first one, and now he's just trying to get his daughter back and get his life back on track.
Are there creepy girls that walk around and stuff?
Yep, I've already been chased by a spirit
I was joking about that.
Yeah, I've already been chased by like a spirit that does like the la 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 as it's following me around, and some other kind of tropey things like that. So, but the nice thing about this one is that while it does have a lot of those tropes, it kind of plays on them. Like, I think it understands that this is like playing through a B movie, basically.
I just wish it could be first person.
Oh, I think we can fix that. One.
PLFP. What?
Bingo,
hey,
bango.
There we go.
Yep.
I'm pretending I didn't know you were going to do that. Oh my goodness.
Logan, you're acting so well.
No one will know.
Yeah, so with like a really simple modification, you can actually turn this into a first-person mode.
Now I feel the suspense.
Yeah, now you're like, oh, what's going on all around here?
All right, cool.
Let's go hide in this garage.
Let's show them what we had to do to get the console to work.
Oh, sure.
It's PLM score FPS 1, guys, to put it into first-person mode once you get the... I guess once you get the console up. In order to open up the console or the terminal, you have to... I'm not sure what they call it in the game, but you have to actually press the insert button instead of the tilde button.
Yeah,
so
bring up the console commands.
Go down to Properties on your game, and then you click Set Launch Options. And the launch option looking for is +com_ allow console _1. And if you want to disallow it, just remove this or push 0.
Yep.
That's it. Add that, hit OK. It don't make no sense.
Nice to meet you.
So, retro game show, anything interesting
retro
there?
Game Expo.
Whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, the Retro Game Expo.
So anything interesting there?
Well, the thing about the Retro Game Expo is a lot of the things are the repeats from previous years because it's retro games and they can't get more retro than they already are. But
I was like really ill.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was like, I can't move. What the hell's wrong with me? And then I messaged him and I was like, well, I guess there's not any brand new retro games out, so it won't be that different than last year.
I mean, they had the Tetris World Championships like they did last year, which was really cool to watch and watch people 99999 their scores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This year's thing was celebrating 40 years of Atari. Apparently, Atari's having its 40th anniversary. So they had like all these different Atari systems. Some that I was like, I didn't even know they made this one.
Right. Isn't that an Apple too? Some of it looks like a
But they had all the different Atari systems, and their museum this year had like a showcase of every game that came out for Atari, as well as like this really cool Atari game selector thing. That was probably the coolest thing I saw while I was there. Was this giant orange box that just had like you pushed a button and started playing the game on it. It was like a
probably like some sort of emulation box or something.
Yeah, it was like a back before it was a thing. But that was really neat. I got to watch R2D2 harass a kid.
Oh, R2's following you. He wants to talk to you.
Best highlight of show.
Yep, R2D2 harassing a kid. But I mean, there's a lot of cool vendors and stuff like that. If you guys ever are if you guys are big on buying retro games and stuff and are looking for some like rarities and things like that, people come from all over the world to go to the Retro Game Expo here in Portland.
Yeah, the Angry Video Game Nerd came all the way from Pennsylvania to check it out last year.
Yeah, he didn't come here this year though.
Yeah. Metal Jesus Rocks posted a picture. He scored a box copy of the old game Strife. Not the new Strife game. That's not the same thing. The old game Strife based on the Doom engine, like an RPG style action game. He posted a picture of that. He got for $5 in the box, and I was like, "What?" So I was like, I wanted to climb out of bed.
While I was there, he must have beat me to it.
So I was like, dude, good score if you're watching Metal Jesus. If you're not, you should be watching. He won't hear it, so he won't know.
I picked up a copy of Pokemon Soul Silver for DS, but I got it in the box and everything like that, and that was a pretty good find for me.
I don't know what that means, but I'm sure someone out there is like, yes!
Other people will probably be like, cool! It's the best version because you get to fight 16 gyms instead of 8, and you get to have whatever your lead Pokemon is follow behind you on the screen, so you get to like watch them the whole time, which is kind of cool.
I don't know. It's
okay. It's great.
Over
Just
my
know
head.
that. Just know that it's great.
I will know that it's great. All right, so a new trailer came out from this game, from New Blood Interactive, the guys that did Dusk. Mm-hmm. So they've turned their eyes toward, I guess, like Doom and Quake style stuff for Dusk. And now they've turned their eyes toward Hexen, Heretic, and maybe even Strife a little bit with this game, a Medieval. So a Medieval is, you get it, a Medieval.
A Medieval?
But it's a Medieval, not a Medieval.
Oh, when you were talking about it, I thought you were talking about
A medieval game?
Yeah, no, I thought you were talking about the game Medieval.
No.
One with the when you play as the skeleton guy,
No,
as the main character and stuff, and I was super excited.
This is even more exciting.
Well,
because it's a medieval.
Just right in the middle of it all. Just you're smack dab in the middle of all that evil.
That's anyway. It looks like a lot of fun. It's if you like Heretic Hexen, first person mage type game, looks like fun.
Neat.
All right, so the question here, I guess there's a bunch of sales going on right now. Good old games on Steam. We'll go grab stuff. You grab anything fun?
I actually picked up. I don't know if it was on sale or not, but I picked up all of like the Heretic and Hexen and all those like video games and all their sequels. I picked up like a whole boot pack of all of them for really cheap, which was pretty cool.
Let's see. There we go.
Butcher.
Yeah, picked up Butcher, but I got it on Steam for $5.
Yeah,
and then. If you could pick any game, I mean, you just played Evil then too.
Yeah.
But any other game than that, what would you play on Halloween?
I have a couple choices. If I had my druthers and had access to a copy of it, I would play Eternal Darkness: Sanity's Requiem, because that game freaked me out when I was a kid, and I haven't gone back to it ever since then. And I'm wondering if like now that I'm mature and cool and can handle shit way better,
you're like, the sanity meter doesn't mean anything to me.
But I remember, like random bits of insanity would happen to your characters you're playing, and it was kind of spooky. I really enjoyed it. So if you're just hanging out by yourself on Halloween, I would recommend that. But if you're chilling with friends and stuff like that, I would recommend something like a Dead by Daylight. Just, something that involves killing all your friends around you and laughing maniacally about it. If you don't want to do something that's spooky, Costume Quest 1 or 2.
Let's see Eternal Darkness on Steam. Weird.
Forget Steam then.
Yeah. I would play Inside.
Yeah.
It's not a horror game, but it
looks so
spooky
good.
And it messes with your... Well, it doesn't mess with your mind, but it's like... It's creepy. And there's something about the feel of this game that I think would really be a lot of fun if you sit down on Halloween and you just want to feel kind of creepy. It's weird. It's dark. It does not give you a lot of explanation, so there's a lot left to the imagination. No dialogue, nothing on the screen.
No text.
No text. You're just playing.
That part that I watched you play with like the girl and the weird like girl from The Ring in the Water and stuff like that. Like that was suspenseful enough only because like who isn't freaked out by drowning? You know what I mean? Like let alone some creepy aquatic watery tart pulling you down.
Watery tart.
Some watery tart.
Yeah, when you first discover that thing, it's pretty freaky. The ending of the game is one of the best endings of any game I've ever played. I was maniacally laughing out loud. Like, I was like scream laughing. I was like, yes! So, play for the ending. And I actually thought this game was at least as good as Another World, if not a little better. Probably a little better than Another World, which is a huge statement, but Another World's the pioneer in this sort of gameplay style. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Let's see, the mice have cleared customs. They'll be in stock in like now, about around when this video drops. So we're going to start shipping those out. If you grab a mouse right now, there's a glass everywhere. for like the next couple of days, we're still going to be giving away the pocket multi-tools that do like everything from screwdrivers to opening bottles to... I like this iridescent blue one kind of.
That one's neat.
It's got the Fennec logo on there. Fennec foxes are 100% the coolest foxes.
Both sides.
Everything from a can opener to an eyeglass thing, box opener.
Finger breaker right here.
That's finger breaker, of course. You got metric and you got Imperial on one side. And there's also a cell phone stand.
And it's got, here's the brushed metal version as well.
So we're selling these for $8.99, which are cheaper than the Pocket Ninjas. And they have a little bit of a better thing in the middle there. I think the cell phone stand on ours is a little bit better. I think they might have updated theirs as well. But
the Pocket Ninjas have like a ridged one that makes it really hard to cram cards into.
I think
this one has a flat one.
I think their new ones are updating to this style as well. I mean, they're pretty much probably from the same manufacturer in China, but whatever. Ours have better things because they're better.
Yeah,
And
it's got this logo on it,
and they're $1 cheaper.
Yeah.
But if you act now and grab one of the mice, there's going to be one there for you for free. We'll just throw one in there.
Bazang.
Yep. We'll throw one in there for you to say thanks for pre-ordering, and we'll do that for the next couple of days, even if it's like 1 or 2 days after the first. But like the next couple of days, you'll still get one.
And
we'll say I'll cut it off on Wednesday.
There's also going to be Raise the World versions of these as well that have the Burning Earth.
The Burning Earth logo. Yep. So you get those,
totally
but
have.
with the mouse, you're going to get the Fennec one. Yeah. That's just what's happening.
Deal with it.
T-shirts as well, epicpants.com. Head over there. And the new shirt of the month is going to be out in like a day. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
Just check out the new shirt of the month. It's back. We'll see you guys in the comments.
Click the bell.
Oh, one last thing. Jesus, so many announcements.
Yeah, right.
We should do the whole episode of announcements. We are going to start focusing on the website more. We kind of just did our thing, and I've frankly been kind of phoning in a lot of the performance here because I've got so many things I want to work on the site, like the music and some other projects, just stuff that we're going to release in the next couple of months. But, YouTube is not really the bread and butter. And people are like, oh, God, you guys, how the hell are you doing things? Well, YouTube is not the primary thing, but it doesn't mean it's going to go away. It's just I think it's really important to really get back to the community. And I was running around licking my wounds for a while after the nonsense, but I think it's time to really get back to the website. We're going to get some writers on there, possibly paid positions open if you have a grasp of technology, futurology, PC gaming. If you have a really good grasp on that and you're also good with the English language and possibly content structure, well, then you need to message us. So send stuff over to justin@techsyndicate.com.
That's me.
Yep, gave you some stuff there.
Yep, I will be reviewing everything that comes across because
English degree.
I have an English degree, and it's one of those rare occasions where English degree applies to something. So, yeah, didn't waste college at all. Dupe.
First thing, when you walked in the door, I was like, where the hell is your diploma? And you were like, oh, you have one. And I was like, well, that was a joke.
Yeah, English and communications, the two most, it's like, oh.
Really?
One step above my art degree.
You can do a lot with that these days. I don't know.
That's true.
You can go run a design firm in New York and wear trendy clothes and do a big fancy building.
That's true.
Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
All right. See you guys in the comments.